Ajahn?
Yes.
Today there will not be a translator. so you
And
can just...
you'll be translated.
No. I have too many things to do, and you know, Miss Kwan, hear him?
Who?
You mean the previous translator?
Yeah.
Yeah. She said she is too busy with her main work, so
Okay.
she couldn't continue. So, but we'll get a new translator so soon.
Okay. Hopefully.
Yeah. Okay.
So, how about the Koreans today?
오늘 한국 분들 어떠세요?
So you just sit and listen to something don't understand.
그래서 이해가 안 되는 걸 그냥 앉아서 듣고 계십니까? 예, 그럴 수 있어. Yeah, probably. But you know, they remember your guide. So.
Yeah. Okay.
이게 선배합시다. So let's pay respect.
남궁선 씨 말씀하신 분은 오늘 안 들어오시는지.
주소랑 다 보내서 들어오라고 했는데
네.
확인을 안 하네요. 왜 무슨 갑자기 무슨 일이 생겼는지 잘 모르겠어요. 전화도 해봤는데 안 받았어요.
네.
Okay.
Okay. Then today we have the pure English meditation.
오늘은 이제 순수하게 영어 영상 하겠습니다.
Okay, now let's sit upright and adjust your body into comfortable state. Remember, our meditation is not a heavy work, extra work to do. We are to let go. It is a gradual process of letting go, layer by layer. So now just let this body sit here and breathe freely. Now remember that this body is not you, nor belong to you. It is this body breathing, not you. Usually we are so used to take charge of this body. We control the breath. We press the breath. And this happens so often, and it happens unconsciously. So to free our breath is not that easy. We need to be conscious. We need to be aware. We need to be present. So with every breath you take, in or out, remember, let it be free. Let this body decides how to breathe, long or short. Just let it be. If the body wants to take a deep breath, just let it be. Let it happen. Be conscious to keep yourself away from controlling the breath. So now the breath is not your breath. It is belong to the nature. And just like the wind outside, it's not belong to you, and you cannot control it. Change our idea towards the breath. It is the nature, it's not you. When our breath becomes natural and you can rely on it, simply follow the breath. And with this rhythm of breath, let your body relax and be well settled. This body just like a cup of water placed on the steel table. And if you don't disturb it, it will settle down. Relax your body. Don't disturb. The relaxation is natural. It happens naturally. Once you don't try to control. We don't need to hypnotize ourselves to relax, but simply to give up the will to control, the want to take charge. And stay with the breath. simply be aware and do nothing. The breath serves as the indicator of the present moment. Now we are meditating to train the mind to be present, and not training the breath. So breath is the tool for us to train the mind. Simply know the breath, know the breathing. It is to keep our awareness present. You don't need to force yourself to concentrate on breath. Simply know it. People always want to control, want to focus on breath, because they think that once they don't focus, the breath will disappear from their awareness. It is because of such belief. Then it happens like this. Simply trust your awareness, trust your breath. Be with your breath and do nothing. Keep this going, moment by moment, second by second. And when this body settles down with the wisdom of breath, and now we can pay attention to the area of the brain. The breath serves as the background music, and the relaxation of brain is in the front. Allow this brain to relax in the rhythm of breath. Now relax your eye. Now even we have the eyes closed, but our attention is still in the eye. We're still using the vision. Draw back this vision and let it come back to the brain, just like we are now looking backward into the brain. With such backward looking, I will reserve our energy. Just like you are within the head, and take a rest here. This brain is belong to the nature, it's not yours. It is part of the body. And it works according to the law of nature, the law of cause and effect. If we think a lot in the day, then now when we start meditation, there should be a lot of thoughts. This is the effect of the cause and conditions. We have nothing to blame. When there are thoughts happen in the brain, now we need to accept this. We need to acknowledge. Now, this is the real situation now. The reality has nothing to blame. And what we can do is to stop thinking at this moment. if we continue to think, then this will reinforce the thoughts. If these thoughts happen themselves, and that's fine. That's the past karma. But if you continue to think, this is the present karma that you are doing. We can't do anything to the past karma, but the present karma is something we can decide. Just keep your brain relaxed. And don't respond to the thoughts. Let the brain take a rest in the rhythm of breath. Sometimes we may get lost in the thoughts, but that's fine. Once we are awake, then just continue to relax the brain. When this action of relaxation continues, you accumulate effects and slow down the brain. Relaxing the brain, I just like relaxing a muscle. Keep it in a relaxed state. Don't disturb it. Such non-disturbing attitude is the most important point in relaxation. Bear in mind that this body, this mind, this brain does not belong to us. And relaxation simply means stop controlling, stop disturbing this body. the activities of the brain comes from us, comes from our wants to think. Stay with the breathing. Inhalation, let the brain relaxed. Exhalation, let the brain relaxed. Inhalation, don't disturb this brain. And exhalation, don't disturb the brain. Be careful in doing this. Be mindful to keep yourself from disturbing the brain. The breath is just like a walking stick. And the function of a walking stick is to help the body balance. So we use the breath in the same way to help the balance of mind, the balance of our awareness. Now, if we can stand with good balance in the breathing process, then we are awake, we are conscious. When we are conscious, we can be non-interfering. We don't mess with the brain, so that the brain will have a chance to take a deep rest. Once we are unconscious, we automatically drop into the thinking process. And we call this dreaming. Unconscious thinking is dream. And no matter how daydreams or night dreams, they are the same. It's unconscious functioning of the brain. So in order to let the brain take a rest, we need to be conscious. Conscious non-doing. Be consciously non-disturbing the brain. If you feel tired, it is the condition of the brain. Just allow the brain to sleep in the rhythm of breath. We don't need to resist. We can allow the brain to sleep, but the brain is not you. You can still stay with the breath while the brain is sleeping. You can trust the breath, and you can relax into the breath. It does no harm to take a rest in the breathing. the thoughts and the feeling of sleepiness are just the conditions of the brain. We don't need to fight against these conditions. We adjust with wisdom. The tiredness of the brain means you need to take rest. So why don't just let it have rest? It is this brain taking rest, not your awareness. The sleepiness has the power on you because you believe you are under the influence. You believe you are the brain. It is such belief causes the problem. If we are awake, then we simply allow the brain to sleep, while our awareness can still stay with the breath peacefully. Just don't disturb the brain resting. The breath is your refuge. It's a temporary refuge of mind. It is safe and peaceful. To rest in such peaceful breath is happiness. Try to feel such peace in every breath. Be content with every breath. Now the brain is resting peacefully. Just don't disturb it. And now let our awareness slowly move into the heart chakra. And to feel this area. breathe peacefully. But we are not to change or reconstruct the heart chakra. We are to know and to accept and to love. Embrace whatever it is in the heart chakra. And just let it take rest. Take rest in the rhythm of breath. Emotions is the work of heart chakra. It's the burden of heart chakra. And all emotions comes from our wants. Our wants to have. Our wants not to have. And all the liking and disliking motivations will make the heart chakra tight. So if we are to relax the heart chakra, we need to keep up such liking or disliking. Or simply be content with the present breath. Such contentment is not about liking or disliking emotions. It is simply an absence of wants. Simply keep up the creation of wants. Then the mind will be content by nature. It's the original state of the mind. And wants are something created by our defilement. If we can relax such wants, then the heart chakra will have the chance to rest and be recharged in the peace and harmony. So actually we are now to liberate the heart chakra, to release it and allow it back to the nature. Don't disturb it, don't control. And all our wants are disturbing this heart chakra. Just allow it to be free and peaceful. And we simply stay with the breath peacefully, non-disturbing. Now breathe peacefully and don't disturb the rest of the heart chakra. Just like a mother taking care of the sleeping baby. Pay attention to this baby, but be aware not to be noisy. Don't disturb the baby's sleep. Just breathe peacefully, be aware. With this absence of wants, the feeling of content, satisfaction will naturally arise in every breath. Actually, the absence of wants means happiness. We don't need to fulfill the wants in order to be happy. But we simply relax the wants, dismiss the wants. This heart chakra, when without our disturbance from the wants, it is peaceful and harmonious in nature. It is happy in nature. And this is its original phase. Now when this heart chakra is balanced, then we just leave it there. Now let our mind let go everything. Let go the brain, let go the heart chakra. And may it be open to all directions without boundaries. Be open and non-attaching. It is wide and bright, like an ocean. And the breath is just like a fish swimming freely in this ocean. We don't need to look for the fish because the fish is inside our awareness. It's part of our awareness, part of the mind. Allow it to swim freely, and we are naturally aware of it. This fish is swimming, but the ocean is still. There is the flowing of breath, but our mind is still. The mind is all embracing, like space, like emptiness. Nothing can move this mind. An open mind, just like empty space. It has nothing to defend. It has nothing to protect. But it's unshakable. Because the emptiness, empty space, has no attachment to anything. So if our mind doesn't attach to anything, then it's just like empty space, unshakable. You can completely open it to all directions. Delete all the boundaries. Delete all the self-identifications. Once the mind identifies itself as something, then it sets the boundary of itself. It sets the limitation. A boundless mind means a mind without attachment to anything, without identifying itself as anything. and know the breath and allow the mind to settle down in such open state. It is open, but still. Stay with the present breath. And let go the past and the future. If we look at the present, we find that what we call the breath is just the rising and falling of feelings. It's just a flow of feelings. The feelings from the body sensation and the continuation of such feelings give us the idea of breath. But actually, it is just a continuation of feelings. And it's not a single feeling. It's a flow of feelings. For every moment, once the feeling arises and it ceases to be immediately, it becomes the past, disappears. And the new feeling continue to arise. So this is the reality of breath. It's an endless passing away process. Pay attention to such ever passing away process. Such passing away happens every moment and simply in front of you. In every breath, in every moment of breath. This is the reality of breath. say, current of sensation. It's the passing away of every moment. Now let us transfer the merit in the mind. May this merit of meditation and worship the triple gem in our mind. And may this mind grow in the triple gem. And may this merit be transferred, shared with all sentient beings. May they be well and happy. May they also grow in the triple gem. Okay, hands up. Okay, slowly move the body and open your eyes. And keep your awareness at the present moment. It is a continuation of meditation, even after our eyes open. The only difference is that the body now is activated, it's moving. And the present moment is passing away the same. No matter your mind is peaceful or not, your eyes are open or not, nothing different. So once we are aware, once we are mindful, just come back to such observation on the passing away of every present moment. And this will make us awake. Our mind will wake up from the delusions that we think we can have something permanent or constant to have. We can have this body, we can have this mind, we can have our belongings, our wealth, properties. We believe that these are things relatively permanent, or at least somehow long-lasting. And then they can belong to us. But if we look at the present moment, we'll find that everything is passing away. Everything are just feelings of the six sense faculties. We think that there's a person outside, but actually It's just the form seen by the eyes and known by the mind. And this is also a feeling. And the voice we hear are just feelings from the ears. And all the experience of this world are just feelings from the sixth sense basis, and nothing more than this. What we call the external or internal are just the sensations or feelings. And all these feelings are ever passing away. They are never independently existing. They are not entities in any sense. Whatever you are experiencing at this moment, it will immediately disappear. It becomes the past. And the new moment happens and then disappears again. And this is the reality of the world, the reality of our experience. But once we forget, we'll be deluded into the names, concepts, symbols. We think that this thing of this name is permanent, is something objectively existing, but actually they are just feelings. And feelings can disappear suddenly. When your eyes are blind, then all the forms in the world disappears, right? If your brain is hurt, and all the thoughts, emotions, or memories in the brain can be altered or can disappear. It's something fragile like this, but we think that they are permanent. And we attach to these feelings, thinking this is me, this is mine. So once we are aware, just come back to observe things with the perspective of Dhamma, to see things as they are. Everything are just feelings, and they are ever passing away. Come back to such observation, and it makes us awake and peaceful. The peace comes from the let go of wants, the settle down of wants. When this mind has no wants, no cravings, it is peaceful in itself. You don't need to focus on the breath. It's naturally peaceful. Okay, any questions? And the Koreans can also ask if you have questions. You can be the translator. Right? You can be the translator, right? Huh? The host, maybe you need to unlock the mute. Can you unmute yourself, everyone? And the host is okay. Okay. So any questions? Now it's okay, Humi. They can unmute. No questions, right? So we can end today. Oh yeah, okay. Now it comes. 563.
Can you hear me? Sorry, but now my light is not that good, so
I can't hear you. Your voice is too far away.
Okay. Is it better now?
Yes.
Okay. I said right now the light is not that good, so I didn't open my video. Is that okay?
Okay.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Monday. So my first question is sometimes I feel wronged because other people misunderstand me, and I do use the method sometimes. Oh, there is no me actually, my self-image or how other people looks at me. Sometimes it's useful, but sometimes when I think about one person, the deep wrong feeling still arise, and I do see the underneath craving is I still have the attachment to relationship, or say people's caring, or that kind of thing. Even like to my, no matter it's like parents or relatives, or so. I know that this is craving, this creating dukkha, but sometimes it's a little bit hard to let it go, because sometimes this kind of things like basic needs is for our like to be or safety or something like that. So how to really let it go when we have this kind of wrong feeling?
Remember, these feelings are just a feeling, because it's a feeling towards the mental faculty. It's our sixth sense. It's also a sense organ, and it's our mind that feels these things. Feels the want to be loved, the want to be secured or safe. These are just feelings, and it happens and passes away immediately. So when we come back to this of impermanence, actually it's unshakable. Nothing can be outside of impermanence.
This is unshakable because everything cannot be outside of impermanence. Yeah,
and we are staying in such view and such perspective of impermanence. So it's the biggest. It includes all the phenomena in the world. Do you understand?
Yeah, I think a little bit. Basically, it means since everything is impermanent, our feeling is impermanent too. So this will never change. This is unshakable.
If we come back to this perspective, then we will find that all these attachments are just something in the game. It happens in the game or in the dream. We may have a strong craving to something in the dream, but when we wake up from the dream, it all just disappears. We don't need to solve it. It's no longer a problem. So simply just wake up, and all the problems disappear.
I see. It's
wake up to the reality. Then all the problems disappears, because all the problems, liking or disliking, all the emotions, is built on the basis of delusion. Okay.
I see. I see. We just, when we attach to something or when we have feeling, no matter it's wrong or anxiety or whatever, because we are playing in the dreams and we forgot about impermanence. So what we need actually is at this moment to come back to awareness. And when we aware, we are awakened, and when we awaken, we just feel the time pass and everything is changing. Then it reminds us, oh, everything is impermanent. So it doesn't matter my feeling. It doesn't matter other people how they treat me, and just don't pay attention to them. Just know the impermanence, the changing.
By thinking in this way, is to free our mind from.
I see.
And when it's freed from the delusion, then our wisdom can be brighter, can be sharper, and it's easier to solve the problems. With non-attaching mind, the wisdom is unbound. And when we attach ego, then our wisdom is limited, because we limit ourselves in such boundary. Simply try to do this. Just contemplate on the impermanence every moment.
So Ajahn, what I do in daily life these days, I try to, for example, I know there is a 动中禅. So I just observe my finger, my hands, my arms, how they move, because in daily life they move a lot. But usually I didn't contemplate on the impermanence, because it's even hard for me to really know every moment how my arms are moving. When I open the door or when I'm cooking or whatever. So should I add a little bit? It's always changing.
You don't need to concentrate on the movement, but simply know it. So open your awareness and you will know the movement yourself. You will know it automatically. You don't need to intentionally to trace all the movements. Simply open your mind, and when your mind is open and knowing, then it's still. You don't need to chase for all the details of the movement. When it is still, then you can observe. You can understand everything is impermanent.
I mean, if I have a little bit anger, I mean, everything is impermanent. I just have a little bit this idea in my mind. Maybe it's easier for me to feel the impermanence.
If you find it effective to let go, then it is helpful.
Okay, I see. Thank you, Ajahn. So I think the translator can translate this part.
There's no translator today.
Oh, there's no translator? Oh, sorry, I cannot speak Korean. Yeah.
It's okay. So any more questions?
Yeah. My second question is this topic I'm not sure it's good to ask or not, but I'm just curious. For bhikkhuni, it is said it's been cut off for historical reason. However, it's reconnected for another historical reason in Thailand, Sri Lanka, and from Taiwan or something like that. I just want to ask Ajahn, how does Ajahn think about this, the female ordination?
How do I think about? What should I think?
I mean, can Ajahn give
the ordination not
Opium.
the most important point. But
Oh,
ordination of mind is more important than the ordination of the body. If you ordain your mind, then you are a true bhikkhuni. Even you are still wearing the lay dressing. It's not that easy. Ordaining the mind means you devote yourself to the practice of Buddhism. If you can do this, you won't mind to observe more precepts, and sometimes you'll be happy to have more precepts because this is a protection to the mind. So if you have such mentality, then it is the true bhikkhuni.
oh. So should we study the 200 or 300 something rules of bhikkhuni?
Yeah, if you want to ordain, then you can study. So it's a physical ordination. Simply means a change of living style, but it doesn't guarantee your practice. The practice is more important.
I see. Thank you, Ajahn.
So any questions? Maybe from the Koreans. Now Karen is ready. She's finished eating. Oh yeah, Alice.
I'm not Korean, but
Yeah.
I'm joining this meeting, and thank you, Ajahn, for leading the meditation. Really enjoyed it. My question is there a conflict between purpose and want? Because in our daily life, especially in Hong Kong, we are surrounded with aims and goals and push to chase after those things.
That's fine. That's not necessarily craving. Something is an intentional drive. It's neutral. It doesn't mean craving. In Bali, there are different words. Chanda means such kind of intentional drive. Like we want to walk from here to there, simply maybe for exercise or for something else. Simply, or bring your eyes without simply want to bring. It doesn't mean craving. Right? Craving means something negative. It means it starts from our greed, aversion, and delusion. Out of such greed, aversion, and delusion, then it is called craving. And such cravings is the obstacles to our practice. But simply simple intention doesn't create any obstacle. So if we know that we need to earn money to live, and we just do the action to earn the money, it's not necessarily related to cravings, because we have such need, so we do it, right? Just like we want to keep our mouth clean to protect the teeth, so we brush our teeth. It's not necessarily out of craving. And it's the same. We try to earn the money for living, because if we can guarantee our living, then we can practice. And sometimes we want to strive for a goal. It's not necessarily out of cravings. It can be a training for our diligence, training of the mental energy. So if we work for such training, then it is a spiritual practice. It's not a worldly money earning. It depends on our intention, motivations. So we can work in the company, but we work for our perfection of mind. It's not necessary for the salary. But when time comes, the salary will come to your account naturally. You don't need to worry about this, but we just work for the mental growth, to train our diligence, train our tolerance. This is a mental development. Okay.
Thank you. Can I also understand it as if, as long as the ego is not attached to the want, it's not necessarily a craving?
Yeah. We can have the correct motivation. It is also a kind of emotional drive. Like if we want to practice, we want to cultivate the mind. This is a wholesome want. It's not craving. And the Buddha also encouraged us to have more wholesome wants, so that we can develop our mind and develop our wisdom. Okay. So any more questions? Yeah, Karen.
Today, I've been meditating. My mom and I have been meditating for pretty regularly every day for about 30 minutes or to an hour. But the feeling of meditation is very different when you're actually giving the guide and me doing it by myself.
Which one's better?
Oh, you giving the guide is much better. I realized, I've been thinking, I'm doing pretty well. I'm doing great. But like today I realized, that's not true. I need Ajahn Yiu. So I want to know what's the reason behind it. Why do I need people who is higher in terms of spiritual maturity to guide me? Why is it necessary? Like, can't you do it by yourself?
You, of course, you can do it by yourself, and you should do it by yourself. It's just like someone is holding you and help you to walk with better balance, right? But you cannot rely on these guys all the time. You need to walk yourself, right? But sometimes with other people's help, we can be more familiar to the feeling of balanced state, so that we can easier to trace the root to this balance. So with such experience, it helps, but don't rely on it completely, because the help from other people can never be permanent.
오케이. 그래서 이제 제가 평상시에 이제 한 30분에서 1시간 정도 명상을 엄마랑 매일 하는데 굉장히 잘하고 있다라고 생각했는데, 오늘 아자님이랑 1시간 명상하니까 훨씬 이제 명상이 잘 된다. 이런 현상이 이렇게 어떻게 일어나고 내가 혼자서 해도 명상을 할 수 있는 것인지라고 이제 아자님 선생님께서, 당신이 걷기 위해서 이제 어떤 보조적인 도움을 주는 사람이 있을 수 있지만 궁극적으로 혼자 걸어야 되고, 그리고 항상 이런 도움이 늘 존재하는 것은 아니기 때문에 이제 혼자서 궁극적으로 혼자서 해야 되는 것이 맞습니다. And a short second question is that I've been thinking, I have been meditating for over 10 years now. And I have reached, and I have maintained some sort of like a good state for myself a little bit. But like when I see people who don't meditate and who act in a bad way, I blame them. But I know that if I didn't practice by myself, I would act just like them, or like even in a worse way. So like, how do I like stop thinking that, those people are doing something wrong, I'm doing something right? But it's all because of my practice that I can live in this way.
Once this brain start to blame other people, then you should be aware of it. Now this crazy person is trying to blame. So this is the guy who doesn't practice well.
Oh, okay. So I
Right.
practice like halfway, right?
So you can find other people doing something unwholesome. Then why can't you find the brain doing something wholesome?
Yeah, I know I'm doing something unwholesome, but like my brain is fooling me that, oh, you're doing something very nice, you're doing
So
well,
just
but
be aware of it. Simply like you are be aware of other people.
오케이. 그래서 이제 저는 명상을 이제 한 10년 넘게 했는데, 이제 내가 다른 사람들이 뭔가 잘못할 때 이제 비난을 하는데, 내가 명상을 하지 않았더라면 저 사람 입장에서도 나도 비슷하게 행동하고 더 나쁘게 행동했을 것 같은데, 저 사람들에 대해서 저 사람들 왜 저래 이렇게 이제 행동을 생각하는 경우가 많다라고 했더니 아저님께서 이제 당신이 다른 사람들이 행동에 대해서 왜 저래라고 생각하듯이, 그렇게 비판하듯이 자기 자신이 그렇게 생각하고 있을 때 스스로에 대해서 비판적이어야 됩니다라고, 이제 깨어 있어야 됩니다라고 하셨습니다. 오케이.
So any more questions?
또 질문 없으신가요?
No? Okay. Then see you next week.
그럼 이제 다음 주에 보겠습니다. 자, 선배합시다. Let's pay respect.
Okay. See you. Good night.
고맙습니다.
Good night.
Good night. Good night, everyone.